Shara and I live in Springdale, and I have a husband and two girls. They're 10 and 7. Have a Mary Kay business, and I'm just really passionate about women and sharing the love of Christ with them and their self-worth. So Carrie asked me to kind of talk about that, and just excited to share that with you that I did not have a great self-worth. I grew up with parents that didn't share good character values to me in the home. I grew up in the church, but also in the home it was not modeled as great character and self-worth values instilled in me. We get that from our childhood, I think. So it's short of a couple of phrases of pretty is as pretty does, my dad would always say, or my mom said, just kill them with kindness. Those are two things I remember, but other than that, it wasn't modeled to have a good self-esteem. Actually, my mom, she stayed with my dad in alcoholism for several years because of, I believe, low self-esteem, and even today struggles with it. So I just didn't have a great model of that, so I didn't know what it looked like. And in my teen years, through college, I just think I held on to achievement is how I tried to find that a self-worth, just everybody knowing that I was a good kid in school or in the family. So I had that as my identity, and I just ran toward those. I was determined to finish college and I'd be the first one in my family to do it, and even before marriage I was determined to do that and have those things in line so that I could have that self-worth. And then when I finished college, to have a great family and all of that, but I just craved that women to show me how to be a good wife and mom and Christian woman, and because I didn't have that great model for that. So I found some great women that would just teach me that, just one-on-one and through their example, and mentor me. So I'm so grateful for that. But also I still, was about achievement. I got into my own personal business and quickly rose to the top in leadership, and wanted to achieve and do that. And I think it spent some times of being outside of my family and taken away from family time. So just that was important to me to achieve. So, and I got lots of recognition for it, and that was amazing. So I felt my self-worth in that. And then, it all came to a head, I think, 2 years ago. I was at the end of the leadership in my business, and I put in a huge order and so I could go to this leadership conference, and it was in LA, so it was really fun. But I was so blessed that God wanted me to be there, because the message there was to be, do, then have. And I think a lot of times in life we don't think it in that order. We think of, I can do, and I can achieve in life, and then I can be this person, then I can have all these things that I want. But they just reminded us that, short of saying all the Bible verses, that you have to be in good character and then have good self-worth. Then you can do the work that it takes to get wherever you want to be in life, and then you can have what you want to have in life. So all that matters is your character, your knowing who you are, your identity, and that's all that matters. So after that, I was just so on fire for that. It was all I was about. So a month later, after that conference, my leadership was gone in Mary Kay, but it didn't matter to me almost. I knew that I was in a path that it was right, that I knew that it was not about the achievement, it was about who I was. So I was just craved all kinds of information about that, and I did a class and to show my self-worth and to learn my true identity in Christ. And my identity in Christ is that He died for my sins, and He gives us grace every day. Gave me grace on the cross there, and He gives me grace every day. I am, flawed without Him, and my identity is Jesus. So I rest in that every day, that I just have that, and pray that my character from that flows out every day to others. And since I feel like simplified my life in the last 2 years, year and a half, I've just had so much more joy and and passion and purpose to share that with other women. In that class, I found my mission statement that my mission is to lead, inspire, and encourage women to pursue their God-given purpose in life and their identities, to glorify God. That is our true purpose in life, is to glorify God. So that's my goal, to do that in every part of my life now, is to just glorify God in my purpose, to share that with other women, because it has changed my life. I used to look at women like I was so not worthy to even be in their space. They may have looked so much better than me, and what I felt like, wore makeup that, didn't feel like I did it right, or, had good skincare, but they just always looked better than me, and I didn't feel worthy to be in their space or them to talk to me. So how tragic that is, if we can't feel like we can be in other people's space, and we isolate ourselves and we can't share the love of Christ with them. So it's just so important to have that self-worth and confidence, because you can change lives with that. You can, feel like you are whole inside, and you don't have to worry about what you feel like in your own self, and what anxiety and all that for yourself. You can let all that go and just know that you are Christ, and your identity is what he did for you. That's all it is, and that's all that matters in life. So you can just rest in him and know that he is your worth every day. I am the person I want to be, not because I achieved, not because I had a great house or a great marriage or great kids, or I knew how to put on makeup now or dress. I felt that way because I knew my true identity in Christ. And now I feel like, before that I would just compare myself with every woman I came in contact with. What did she had, what she was, and all of this. But now, everybody's got stuff. And it doesn't matter who you are, we all have stuff. It can be the most beautiful model you've ever seen, and she's got stuff in her past, and self-insecurities and all that. So we can all just relate in that way and help each other in that way, because we all have it. And we all think we all have it all put together, but we all don't as women. So I just realized that I'm complete in myself and with Christ, not because of things that I did or comparisons that I've made.